students, how all of you are doing? I trust that all of you are doing well, okay? And you have been doing great in your classes. So welcome back to our another class 4 subject, conversations. And today we are going to learn about using of word he and she, okay? Or we will learn about where to use word he and she. So before we learn where to use he and she, so we should know about gender, okay? One should know about gender. So you are boy or girl, okay? So boy, I have here boy and girl. So word he we use for boy, okay? So that's how we say he, okay? He. So word he we use for boys, and she, okay? She we use for girl, okay? So he we use for boys, she we use for girl, okay? I will give you one example. So like when we want to he and she we can use instead of someone name, okay? So like okay, okay, so I would say Mr. B, or we can say, okay, I would say, okay, Ratna, okay, Ratna is my best friend, okay? So now instead of Ratna we can also use he is my best friend, okay? So he we use when we point to someone, like okay, so someone asks you who is your boyfriend, who is your best friend. So Ratna is standing next to you. You say he is my best friend. So instead of name we can use he, okay? Or we can also say he is 7 years old, okay? 7 years old. So same for the girl. So like you can say Vita is my best friend, and you want to mention more about her, okay? So she is 7 years old, okay? Or she is my classmate, okay? Or she studies with me, or she goes to school with me, okay? So you can mention he. The basic the main point is we use he for boy and she for girl, okay? So when you say okay, he is my brother, he is my dad, she is my sister, she is my mother, she is my grandmother, he is my grandfather. So when we point, when we tell someone about that person and that person is standing next to you, so he is my brother, okay? So you can say like here, Ratna is my best friend. Or you can also say he is my best friend. He is 7 years old. Okay? and here she for girl. So that's how we use he and she. Okay, like he is my father's name is, you can mention your father. So he is a doctor, he is a scientist, he is an engineer, he is a school teacher. Okay, and so when instead of name we can use he and she. Okay, so this is all about how we use he and she. So if like when you want to mention someone's profession, like okay, I can give one example, one more example. Okay, so my father's name is, you can mention he is a doctor. Okay, same here. My mother's name is, she is, if you want to mention their age, you can also mention, but she is a teacher. Okay, she is a teacher. Okay, so she we use for girl and he for boy. Okay, so like okay, when you mention in the group like Ratna, he is doing his homework, she is doing her homework. Okay, so he we use for boy, she we use for girl. Okay, so this is it in the first video. If you if you have any doubts, any question, ask me. I will be there to help you with. I will be there to help you, explain you one more time. Okay, and I will drop some video from YouTube for you to understand more about what he and she. Okay, and task 1 and task 2 will be posted in the group. We will do some activities for task 1 and task 2. Okay, so this is it in the first video. I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Hello students, welcome back to our second and last video for today. So today we learned about how to use word he and she, and where and when to use word he and she. So it's very simple. Basically, he we use for boy instead of name or mention instead of mentioning their name or calling their name, we use word he for boy. And she we use for girl. Same, instead of mentioning or calling or their names, we use she. Like Ratnak is my best friend. He is 9 years old. Okay, he goes to school with me. Okay, so he plays with me. Okay, so that's why instead of name we use word he. Okay, and she for girl. Okay, like she is my sister. Like you can say Vita is my sister. She is 9 years old. Okay, she goes to school with me. Okay, and so instead of name we can use word he and she, but we should always know he we use for boy and she we use for girl. Okay, so when we want to talk about any girl, we use word she. Even you are a boy but you're talking about any girl, we use word she. And when we're talking about boy, so we use word he. Like my father's name, and he is a doctor, he is an engineer. Okay, so same. My mother's name, she is a teacher. Okay, so she works at the bank. So you can use he and she. So coming on to your homework. So I want you to write down 5 sentences using word he. Okay, so write down 5 sentences like he is a doctor, he is my brother, he is 9 years old. Okay, so I want you to write down 5 sentences. Same here, write down 5 sentences using word she. Okay, 5 with the word he, and 5 with the word she. Okay, so this is your homework. We will do some activities, so you will know, and after we are done with our activities, you will be able to make sentences with word he and she. Okay, so I will drop some activities for you to do on your phone, and we will do some activities on the notebook. Okay, so this is it in this class. I will see you on Monday. Take care, be safe, and thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. Bye bye. Take care.